The Scream franchise is back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk all updates regarding the upcoming Scream 5. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe Crawford. I talk everything movies, so if you like movies too, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I would greatly appreciate it. So we have some major updates regarding Scream 5, which is slated to start production later this month. We have the original big three cast members returning, which include Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and we also have some newcomers as well, which include Jenna Ortega, Dylan Minnette, Jack Quaid, and Melissa Barrera. Actress Jenna Ortega actually had an interview with ET earlier this morning detailing everything she knows about pre-productions and about some rumors regarding Selena Gomez potentially joining the cast. Let's view that video right now.
There is a rumor that Selena Gomez is in the movie. Do you know anything about that?
I wish as an actor they would tell me things, but like honestly, I am the last person to ask for information like that. I have no clue. Even that, I'm like, at this point, do I even know everything that's happening?
Now, I think it'd be pretty cool to see Selena Gomez in this movie. I don't know what character she will be playing or what role she will be playing. She could be the opening kill of the movie, or it could be something crazy like her ending up being Ghostface. That would be pretty wild and unexpected. But these are just rumors at this point, so I take these things with a grain of salt. Nothing's confirmed, so I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, I love the original Scream. I think it's one of the most revolutionary, scary movies of all time. It took all the original horror tropes from the late 80s and 90s and kind of flipped it on its head and turned it into something original that we haven't seen before. But as we do creep into the fifth movie into this franchise, I want to see something different from the characters, especially Sidney Prescott. It seemed as if through these movies, she's kind of just become a character who's been moping around, reliving her PTSD and her past experience from being a survivor from a serial killer. And they need something different from her. I want to see some development, some arc, and some growth from these characters that I haven't seen before. The characters' arcs and development have become stale at this point. It seems as if the big three are kind of untouchable. They never die, and there's no really suspense in these movies because these characters feel so safe, and I'm particularly talking about Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. They all feel very safe, and there's no stakes at all anymore. The writing has just become very formulaic and very predictable. This also includes the Ghostface killer itself. I think it's become very predictable on who ends up becoming Ghostface, on who the big reveal is. It's not really, no one's really generally surprised anymore. I think everything's pretty predictable. So I think that's something they need to change going forward. We also have never seen a killer that has spanned across more than one movie. Every killer is kind of a one and done situation. It's very formulaic. And like I said, it's become very predictable. So I think it'd be very interesting to see a killer that spans across maybe more than one movie. Maybe they start a trilogy when you don't know who the killer is and it spans across more than one movie, maybe 2 or 3 movies, or like I said, a trilogy. I think that might be a little bit more interesting instead of just having a one and done character and then, you know, there's nothing else to build off of. I think you can have like a really cool, true villain that can challenge Sidney Prescott and David Arquette and Courtney Cox. You know, maybe it's like Stu comes back or some crazy shit like that. I've heard rumors that Stu from the original Scream movie was actually supposed to be in Scream 3. That never happened, obviously, but it would be pretty cool to kind of bring someone from the first Scream movie and bring them back into Scream 5 and kind of, you know, tie everything together with the first movie. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I don't know if they're going to go that route, but I think it'd be pretty cool to have a villain who's been kind of lurking in the background this whole time, or just something new and refreshing when it comes to the Ghostface killer, because like I said, this whole series has become very formulaic and predictable, and we need something new and different. Also, Scream, in my eyes, has a reputation of not having a lot of creative kills. A lot of the time, Ghostface runs up and stabs someone, and that's about it. I think the most creative kill is in the very first scene of Scream when Drew Barrymore is hanging from a tree and her guts are spewed everywhere and her parents see it. That's the one knock I have about the Scream franchise. The kills aren't really nothing to write home about. They're kind of basic. Slit throats, stab in the back, stab in the stomach. Give us something new. Give us something creative. Give us kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to go like the torture porn route, like how the Saw franchise have been. Just give us something different, man. Maybe Scream has a different weapon. Maybe he kills someone in different ways. I mean, maybe I don't want him to have a gun or anything, but maybe a chainsaw, an axe, you know, a different type of knife. You know, he kills people in different ways because it gets kind of boring when you're just stabbing someone the whole time. Give me something different. Give me some new flavors. Throw something else in there. Spice it up a little bit. Come on, guys. And also, when looking back at Scream 4, it didn't really produce a lot at the box office. It didn't even gross over $100 million compared to the other sequels, which grossed well over $100 million. Kind of shows that people are not going to show up if things are different. I mean, we're getting kind of tired here. You can obviously tell by the gross box office from Scream 4. You know, it's getting kind of stale, and you guys need something new and something refreshing to get people back in the seats and make some more money. But I ultimately do have faith in this production because the people who filmed, the guys who filmed Ready or Not are actually directing this film. As you might know, Wes Craven passed away in 2015. He is the original creator of Scream and the original director of all the Scream movies. Scream 4 was actually his last movie he's ever made, so rest in peace with Wes Craven. But I do have some faith in these guys because I think Ready or Not is a really great horror film. If you haven't checked it out, I believe it came out last year. If you haven't seen the movie, go check that movie out. It's very great. And these guys are proven that they know how to make horror movies and they understand horror movies, so I have a lot of faith in them. We also have a new writer coming along to replace Kevin Williamson. I think it's something that this franchise desperately needs, is some new writing and some new creativity. I respect Kevin Williamson. He wrote all the other Scream movies. He also wrote Dawson's Creek, so he has talent. And all the other Scream movies aren't bad. Scream 3 might be the worst out of the 4, but it's not a bad movie. But I think it's good to have someone else come in, especially a franchise that has been around for over 20 years. Get something different. And you have these guys who understand horror and trust them. Let them write it. Kind of step back, you know, get out of your creative box for a little bit and let them handle everything and let them take the series in a new direction. I think with the new added cast members merging with the OG cast members with Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette, I think it's going to be such a really cool thing to watch. I wonder if the old cast members are going to kind of pass on the torch to the new cast members, if it's going to be a soft reboot, you know, similar to what maybe Halloween 2018 did. I don't know if they're going to kind of wipe out everything from the other previous Scream movies and only make a sequel to Scream 1. It might not even be called Scream 5. It could be Scream, you know, whatever. I don't know exactly what the title is going to be. But, I mean, it's safe to say that they might continue along in a chronological order with Scream 5. Who knows? I think this is going to be a recipe for success. I really do. Merging these two, the old and the new cast members together. Hopefully some of the new cast members actually stay alive, because all of the Scream movies, if there's a new cast member, they're most likely going to die. So hopefully they keep some new ones along and maybe make a new trilogy, make another sequel after this. Hopefully it's successful so they can make a sequel with this. And I don't see why it wouldn't be successful. You have the guys from Ready or Not. You have new writers, new directors, new cast, merging with the old cast. I think this is going to be a really, really strong movie, and hopefully it meets my expectations. I'm very optimistic about this movie. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully they can make Wes Craven proud, because rest in peace, that man did a lot for the horror, for horror movies and the genre itself. He's a legend, and hopefully they can pay respects to him and make a great sequel. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a while before this movie actually releases. This movie is going to be released in January of 2022, so it's going to be a while. And a lot of people are actually worried because movies that release in January, particular horror movies, are really shitty. It's known in January that Hollywood dumps all their shitty movies in the month of January. But I don't think that's going to be the case for this one, because the pandemic has really screwed up all the release dates for all these different movies. So we're going to have to wait and see, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And I kind of wish they moved the release date up a little bit, like by 3 or 4 weeks, because the original Scream released in December of 1996. And if you push the release up a little bit, you're going to meet like that 24th year anniversary, 25th year anniversary. So that'd be really cool if they could do that. Hopefully they do. That'd be awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much all the updates we have for Scream 5. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you like movies, consider hitting that subscribe button. I talk everything movies, and I appreciate you guys watching. And I have more videos on the way. So I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.